Hello friends, my name is N.K Singh and today I'm going to talk about managed service delivery model. I have developed this model on the basis of my 18 years of experience in IT industry. Before I go ahead and explain you this model, I would like to give a quick introduction of myself. So I am N.K Singh, having 18 years of experience in IT industry, primarily in IT service management. During these 18 years, I have established managed services businesses from scratch for my past two employers. I have also written two books. Both of them are globally available over Amazon in all English speaking countries of the world. So, this is the model that I have developed on the basis of my more than 18 years of experience in IT industry. And past 10 years, I was heavily involved in managed services business where I established managed services business for two of my past employers. So I believe if any managed service provider executes their managed service business following this model, then they are going to be profitable in their managed service business. So this managed service delivery model is going to be a four-phase delivery model. The first phase is engage, the second one is onboard, the third phase is operate, and the fourth phase is optimize. So at any given point of time for any particular managed service customer, all these four phases will be in execution. Let me reiterate myself. Uh, for any particular customer that is being served via the managed services, all these four phases will always be in execution in a cyclic way. And if a managed services executes the managed service delivery in this way, then they are going to be a profitable business for their managed services. Now I'm going to explain each of these phases that a managed services need to execute in order to be profitable. So the first phase of this particular delivery model is engage. During this particular phase, the main objective of managed service providers should be to contact the prospect customers and understand their requirements and propose managed services offerings to add values to their businesses. This should be the primary objective during this particular phase. Uh, Here, the main objective of managed services provider should be to sell the managed services and get the managed service contract signed by doing one, few, or many round of discussions or negotiation. Uh, Here, I would like to give a very clear and straightforward suggestion to all the managed services provider that if any particular service that is being asked by the customer, but the managed service provider is not having the capability to deliver the same, the managed service provider should not get into the contract for that particular service. Because if you think that you will get the contract signed first and then you will uh, build that particular service delivery capability within your house, then it is not going to work out. You will end up dissatisfying the customer, and the customer will not be dissatisfied for that particular service delivery only. They will be dissatisfied for with all the engagement that you are having with that particular customer. So avoid getting into such kind of contract if you don't have delivery capability for the set of services or one service. Before getting into such kind of contract, you should first build your capability in-house, then start your sales engagement for that kind of services. Uh, this particular phase of service delivery model should also be executed uh, to engage with the existing customers. So to engage with the existing customers, you need to have lots and lots of communication channels uh, like monthly or quarterly service review meetings and all, so that you can get in touch with them, you can engage with them, and you can make them realize the value additions that you are doing for them via your managed services. Uh, Marketing campaigns, response to RFPs, discovery call, proposal submission, contract sign, monthly and quarterly service reviews. These are the some of the activities that you will be doing during this particular phase of service delivery model. So to do all these things, all processes, checklists, templates, presentations, and answer to frequently asked questions must be readily available in advance. There should not be a situation that you are coming across a new prospect customer and you are going to prepare any of them to better engage with them so that they can be impressed of your managed service offerings and get into the contract with you. If you are doing this, that means you are not ready as a managed service provider. During this particular phase, there should be two-way communication channels enabled between you and your existing customer, enabled between you and your new prospect customers, so that you can better understand their requirement and propose your managed services offerings so that they can be impressed of your managed services offering and get into a contract with you. Similarly, you should also get very heavily engaged with your existing customers on monthly and quarterly basis so that you can make them realize the value additions that you are creating for them month on month or quarter on quarter or year on year. The main objective of this particular phase should be to understand the customer requirement or align your managed services offering accordingly, and also to make them realize the value addition that you are already creating for them or you will be creating for them. Having said that, let's move to the next phase of the delivery model, that is going to be on board. This phase you need to start executing once the contract is signed. So once the contract is signed, then you need to onboard the customer properly. By onboarding, I mean you need to understand all the information related to the technology, stakeholders, a maintenance window. All these details you need to gather from your new customer so that you can be ready to uh, serve them as per the signed contract. The main objective of this particular phase is to bring all the customer services and technological components under the maintenance or the management of the managed service. During this particular phase, there will be many occasions when your customer will be asking you to do certain things differently, uh, or they will also ask you not to do certain things, but those things will be already committed in the contract. Whenever you get into such a situation, you should take a very clear sign off from your customer that what you are supposed to do and what you are not supposed to do. Because on customer side of business, there will be changes. If one particular stakeholder is saying something that a particular thing should not be done despite mention of the same in the contract, and you are not doing it, and you don't have any documented proof, and after a few months or few years, if that particular stakeholder is leaving your customer organization and a new person is taking his position, then that person will question question you as a managed service provider that why that particular activity is not being performed despite having despite the contract. At that point of time, you are going to be in trouble. That's why you should, if in case of every deviation from the managed service contract, you should take a proper sign off from your customer. During this particular phase, your objective should be to understand the customer technology stack, to enable proactive monitoring, to define preventive maintenance schedule, and also to educate your customer for managed services tools and processes so that they can better know that how you are going to manage them. At the same point of time, you should also take care of your internal training needs, because in managed service business, every customer is going to be different. So your own team should also know the nature of the customer, the technology stack of the customer, uh, the likes and dislikes of the customer, or the scope of the new contract, the contract that has been signed recently for that particular new customer. Every managed service team member should be aware of the same, that what is going to be the scope of that contract and what they are supposed to do as part of their job. So during this particular phase, the onboarding phase, you need to take care of the training of your team as well. Besides that, you also need to take care of the access, that what access each of the team member will be required to serve that particular customer. To do all these things, all processes, checklists, templates, and presentation must be readily available in advance. You should never get into a situation that there is a signed contract. Now you are going to define all the processes, checklists, templates, and all in order to onboard the customer. If you are in such a situation, that means you are still not ready as a managed service business. The entire objective of onboarding exercise is to understand the customer from all perspectives and make yourself ready as a managed service provider to serve the customer as per the contract commitment and to add values to their business. The entire onboarding exercise or entire onboarding drive must be supervised by a senior leader of the managed service organization so that there cannot be any miss out or there cannot be any risk. Let me tell you, onboarding is the most important phase of this delivery model. If you onboard the customer properly, then uh, you are going to avoid maximum number of escalation while executing these two phases of this delivery model. Having said that, let's move to the next phase of the delivery model, that is operate. So during operate phase of delivery model, you need to deliver the services using your processes, your tools, your way of working, your resources as per your contract commitment. So you need to do proactive monitoring and events remediation, preventive maintenance on all the customer systems, acting on customer reported issues, change management, major incident management, problem management. These are some of the activities that you will be doing very often during this particular phase of the delivery model. And to do all these things, whatever things I talked about, uh, all processes, checklists, templates, presentations, all these things should be readily available in advance. Before you get into this particular phase of the delivery model, everything should be ready. Here, the services that are delivered to the customer uh, must be supervised and monitored as per certain KPIs and performance matrices. And the supervision and monitoring should be done on daily basis by the frontline managers. And the same frontline manager or a senior person of the managed service organization must do a deep dive on weekly basis. That what the team is doing on the name of performance for all the active managed services contract. Here I would like to suggest one thing, that on your supervision part, you need to be very, very proactive. You should not be surprised in the very last week of the month that a particular metrics was missed absolutely on the name of underperformance. So what you need to do is, if you want your weekly performance to be good, then you need to be very, very active on the name of supervision on daily basis. On daily basis, you need to make sure that what your team is doing, what they are missing, and you need to intervene and you need to give them your experience-based guidance to avoid any underperformance. So just to summarize, if you want your week to be good, then you need to be active on daily basis. If you want your month to be good, then you need to be active on weekly basis. And if you want your year to be good, then you need to be very, very active on a monthly basis uh, on the name of supervision or performance monitoring, so that you can have a loyal customer or satisfied customer on the name of managed service. Having said that, let's move to the next phase of this particular delivery model, that is going to be optimized. So this phase is again going to be very, very important for your managed service business. And this will help you to get your customer uh, uh, loyal to you year on year. Uh, While executing this particular phase of the delivery model, you need to analyze the quarterly performance of your managed services delivery. And you also need to analyze the technology stack of your customer to find out the areas of improvement. So all I'm trying to say is every quarter, at the end of every quarter, you need to analyze the services that you have delivered for a particular managed service customer. And you also need to analyze the performance of the customer technology stack. And you need to come up with some improvement areas. On the name of improvement areas, you need to come up with some actionable insights on increasing efficiency, reducing cost, automating manual work, increasing service availability, performance, and security. While doing this analysis and coming up with some actionable insight, you need to maintain equal focus on customer technology stack and also on your managed service offerings, processes, tools, resources, and capabilities so that you can improve on both the areas. Because you as a managed service provider should also evolve in the form of your service offering, your processes, your tools, your capabilities, and your resources capabilities as well. At the same point of time, you should also evolve your managed services, your customers' technology stack as well. If you do it continuously, then definitely your customer is going to be loyal for you because you will be the managed service provider. You will be who will be adding value after value to their business. You should also constitute a forum as part of your managed service business to grab innovative ideas from all the stakeholders. By a stakeholder, I mean all the stakeholders of managed services. All the stakeholders should have a channel through which they should uh, give their innovative ideas to make things better. By things, I mean the processes, tools, technology, uh, resources capability, and all. Once you come to know such improvement areas, you should draw the attention of your customers during each of the service review meeting. And to do all these things, again, I would like to emphasize that your processes, checklists, templates, presentations, all the things should be readily available in advance so that you can reach out to your customer and you can put forward your improvement ideas that what you are going to improve for them next. Each of the improvement area must be owned by someone within your managed service organization, and the overall continual improvement exercise or drive that you will be doing as part of this particular phase should be owned by a senior leader so that your managed service business can always be improving quarter on quarter and year on year. And at the same point of time, you should be uh, continuously improving the uh, services that you are managing for a particular customer. So this is all about the all the phases of the managed service delivery model. And as I said in the beginning, that if you manage your managed service business in this particular way, using this particular delivery model, then definitely you are going to be a successful business as a managed service provider. Hope this video will be informative for you and you will be following it while managing your managed service business. Thank you very much. Have a great day.